This episode is brought to you by Farmers Market. Not only great products, but unbelievable prices as well. All home delivered 5 days a week. Hello and welcome back to On the Couch with Nikki, where I bring you experts for everyone. Let's talk about pain. Nobody likes to be in pain, yet each of us is going to experience pain at some point in life. Physical pain can often be treated and healed, but what about emotional pain? How do we move forward from painful emotional experiences? So who's with me on the couch today? I have Alice Wikström, a meditation teacher and emotional healer, here to talk us through pain and growth. Alice, emotional pain is horrendous. Nobody likes to feel that emotional anguish. It's great to know that there's healing that can happen. What is an emotional healer?
So an emotional healer is someone that helps you to hold the emotion so that you are able to experience it and then let it leave the body so that it's not stagnant, causing further pain.
Because an emotionally challenging experience is kind of like this tunnel that you have to go through. It's a process that you have to go through, and I think people will be interested because it's often thought of as something that can't be accelerated. It's something you just have to go through, like the stages of grieving. What sort of things do people come and see you for?
So they come from a whole range of different things. It could be anything from feeling stressed and overwhelmed to feeling like they're dealing with their children or their spouses in a way that they wish they didn't.
Yes.
That they use a language that they wish they didn't use. It could be carrying grief and sadness, but also a lot of anger. It could be, some people just come because they want to feel happier, that they want to enjoy their lives more than they are, and they don't know why they're not doing that.
So there's a system for guiding people through this healing process. Is it a one size fits all, or does it depend on what the actual emotional challenge was?
It's so very personal to each and every individual, and no emotional feeling looks the same for anyone.
So you can tailor it for each person. I think people would be heartened just to know that there's a method, there's a process that you can follow to get through it, rather than just free falling through it.
So from the moment you have a thought that causes an emotion, and that emotion to leave the body takes 90 seconds.
90 seconds.
90 seconds. And so have you had a thought or an emotion for longer than 90 seconds?
Well, longer than 90 seconds.
Yes.
So does the emotion just go and never come back?
Well, emotions always comes back, right?
Yes.
But this time around, in that situation, it can leave the body in 90 seconds.
Okay.
And what happens if it stays longer is that you're rethinking the painful thought, or you're revisiting the painful emotion.
You're replaying it over and over, which is what we do. We hold on to it, we play it over and over because we're just trying to process it. So these emotions are like waves, and you're saying you can guide somebody on how to move through those waves, kind of like contractions.
Yeah, kind of like contractions.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of like contractions.
Right, so there is a process. I think people would just be heartened to know that they don't need to just free fall. They don't need to be left dangling there. Because with physical pain, you take the medication, you take the tablet, and it's done. But with emotional pain, it's just horrible. It's really horrible.
And so because many people feel that way, what we also tend to do is push the feeling away.
Yes, we don't want to feel the pain. So we just try and suppress it, which of course isn't what we need to do.
So what happens when you do that is that the emotion just stays.
Yes.
And when the emotion stays for long enough, one, it can cause physical pain.
Yes.
And two, it can really set our life out of balance.
Yes.
And so what an emotional healer, what I do when I work with people, is that I allow space for that emotion or those emotions to be felt and to be held. Just allowing ourselves to feel into what it is that we're actually experiencing.
Yes, it's going to be painful anyway, and it's going to take a while anyway, probably longer if people do it their own way.
Yeah.
Whereas just to have somebody to guide them through it, and just trusting that that person knows what they're doing and is kind of like your support person, I think that that's really important for people to know. Grieving. some people don't want to let go of the pain because it's paying homage to that person who died or who left them. How do you heal somebody that wants to stay in that space?
You can't rush this. You can't rush it. And I think it comes a point where someone feels, I'm ready to heal from this grief.
Yes.
And that's the time you come to see me, for example. Allowing yourself to grieve for the period that you feel is appropriate.
How long is that?
That's
How
very
long?
individual.
I know, but let's say somebody thinks, I don't want to grieve anymore, but have I grieved enough? And is it doing them an injustice or a disservice by wanting to move through this grief?
It doesn't take away the fact that someone that you loved is no longer with you. It doesn't take away the love that you had or have still for that person. It's just a way to free up more space for you to not hold on to your sadness.
Yes.
And because if we hold on to sadness, if we hold on to anger, eventually it might take out other symptoms, physical symptoms, rashes, a pressure over the chest, a lump in your stomach.
Yes.
And so all of those are emotions that are unexpressed.
It's like anything toxic in the body. It needs to pass through. It needs to leave. So you're a tour guide almost, guiding people on how that can pass through in its proper process without us guessing.
I'm here to help people to just look at that emotion. Where do you feel it in the body?
Yes.
How does it feel? And then to help them to really feel how that energy shifts.
Is this done through a meditation process or is it just a consult where you just talk?
So it's done through both. It's talking to find out where and what is going on for you.
Yeah.
And it's a meditative journey. I have clients who've said that they literally feel their emotion passing through their body.
Wow.
We place so much emphasis on our cognitive brain and we give it so much credit. But scientists have come to find that the cognitive brain processes 8 bits per second of information. And the body from the head down processes 11 million bits per second.
Right.
So just knowing that your body has this wisdom and it wants you to heal and feel good.
Yes.
And the reason why so many people are suffering is because we're going through the thoughts, we're going through the emotions again and again.
Yes. Reliving it to our own disservice.
Yes.
But we all do it.
We all do it. Yeah, we do. And it's nothing wrong. And all the emotions that we have, they're perfectly normal. That's what makes up the human experience.
So you provide emotional healing. You do meditation courses. What else do you do?
I do guided meditation courses and workshops, yes. And most of them are linked to emotions.
You do not need to live with crippling emotional pain. If you're holding on to guilt or anger or you're grieving or you're not living life joyously, there's a method. There is hope. You can heal yourself or get healed. Contact Alice and she will help you through to the light side. Thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.